In this video, we are going to see about equivalence of NFA and DFA. So, converting from DFA to NFA, there is two methods. One is a simple method and another one is a subset method. Okay, so before going into the topic, there are many languages for which NFA is easier to construct than the DFA. So there is a surprising fact that every language can be described by the some NFA can also be described by some DFA. Okay. So if you can ask the question, is NFA more powerful than the DFA? So my answer is no, because there is the equivalent DFA for every NFA, and DFA has more states than that of NFA. So in a worst case, the smallest DFA has 2 power n states, while NFA would have only n states. Okay, so we will see the procedure first. Let m is equal to q sigma delta q naught f. It is the formal definition for the NFA, which accepts the language L of m. Then there should be a equivalent DFA which is denoted by m dash. It is equal to q dash e dash sigma dash q naught dash and f dash, such that L of m is equal to L m dash. So we will see the conversion method. So the first step what we have to do is, for the NFA, it contains the initial state, right? So that initial state is considered as a initial state for the DFA. Okay, so the start state of NFA M will be the start state of the DFA M dash. Hence Q naught of the NFA, so that is the start state to the Q dash. So then what we have to do, we have to find the transition from the start state. So for each state Q1, Q2 up to Qi in a Q dash, the transition for the each input symbol can be obtained as, we will write delta dash of Q1, Q2 up to Qi comma A. It can be written as delta of Q1 comma A union, then delta of Q2 comma A union up to delta of Qi comma union. Then we will get some states like Q1, Q2 up to Qk. Then we have to add the state Q1, Q2 up to Qk to DFA if it is not already added in the Q dash. Okay. So if any new state occurs, means again what we have to do, we have to find the transition for the input symbol. So if there is no new state generation, then we have to stop the process after finding all the transitions. Then for the state Q1, Q2 up to Qn belongs to Q dash of DFA, if any one state Qi is a final state of the NFA, then Q1, Q2 up to Qn becomes the final state. So thus the set of all the final state will be belongs to F dash of the DFA. So we will see the problem first. So here the problem is given as m is equal to q0 comma q1. So this is a tuple. It is given a formal definition. So you know it has 5 tuples, right? So the first one q0 q1. So this is the states, set of states. Then 0 comma 1 is the input symbol. Then transition. Then q0 is the initial state. Then q1 is a final state. And transition symbols are given as q0 comma 0 is equal to q0 q1. Then delta of q0 comma 1 is q1. Then delta of q1 comma 0 is null. Then delta of q1 comma 1 is q0 q1. So we have to construct the equivalent DFA. In this question only the formal definition is given. Okay. So we have to draw the diagram or the table, and we have to do the conversion. So when asking the question, sometimes they will give the formal definition, or they will give only the transition table or a diagram. Okay. So based on whatever given, based on that you have to do the conversion. Okay. So based on the transition what is given in the question, I have taken the table here. Okay. So the first step what we are going to do is we are going to assign delta dash be the transition function for the DFA. Okay. Transition function of the DFA. The next what we have to do, we have to assign the initial state. Okay. So we are assigning the initial state Q naught. Okay. With the initial state of DFA. Initial state of DFA. The next what we have to do, we have to find the transition for the given input 0 and 1. So delta dash of, okay, delta dash of Q naught comma 0. This can be written as delta of Q naught comma 0. You can check the table. What is Q naught comma 0? What is Q naught comma 0? It is Q naught Q1. So it is equal to Q naught Q1. Then next we have to find the transition for Q naught comma 1. So it can be written as delta of Q naught comma 1. Check the table. What is Q naught comma 1? Q naught comma 1 is a Q1. So it is Q1. The next, so now you can see we got two new set of states. So again we have to find the transition for these set of states. So first we will find for Q naught Q1. So it is delta dash of, okay, so Q naught Q1 comma 0. It can be written as delta of Q naught, okay, Q naught comma 0 union delta of Q1 comma 0. So what is delta of Q naught comma 0? It is Q naught Q1. Then what is Q1 comma 0? It is null. So only Q naught Q1. The next we have to check for the input symbol 1. So delta dash of Q naught Q1 comma 1. So it can be written as delta of Q naught comma 1 union delta of Q1 comma 1. Now we will check the transition in a table. What is Q naught comma 1? It is Q1. Okay, Q naught comma 1 is Q1. Then what is Q1 comma 1? It is Q naught Q1. So Q naught Q1. So again we got the same state. So next we have to check for the Q1. So delta dash of, okay, delta dash of Q1 comma 0. So it can be written as delta of Q1 comma 0. So what is Q1 comma 0? It is null. Then next delta dash of Q1 comma 1. So it can be written as delta of Q1 comma 1. So what is Q1 comma 1? It is Q naught Q1. Okay. So now again we got the same state Q naught Q1. So what we can do? We can stop the transition here and we can draw the table and the diagram for the DFA. So this is the same steps what we saw in the previous. So for the reference I have taken here. So first we will draw the table for this. Okay. First we will draw the table. So it contains three states. That is Q naught is a one state. Then Q naught Q1 is the next state and Q1 is the another state. So here input symbol is 0 and 1. And Q naught, okay, the next state we got Q naught comma Q1, then Q2 is the next state. Sorry, Q1 is the next state. Next we will check the transition. What is Q naught comma Q0? It is Q naught Q1. So it is Q naught Q1. Then next, what is Q naught 1? It is Q1. So here it is Q1. Then what is Q naught Q1 0? It is Q naught Q1. So Q naught comma Q1. Then next, Q naught Q1 1 is also Q naught Q1. Q naught Q1. Then Q1 comma 0, it is null. Then Q1 comma 1, it is Q naught Q1. So this is a transition table. So now we know what is the initial state. Q naught is the initial state. So already we have assumed Q naught is the initial state. Then what is the final state? For the NFA, what is the final state? For NFA, Q1 is the final state. So we have to check whether the state is having the state Q1. So you can see both the states are having Q1. So both the states are considered as a final state here. Okay. Then we will draw the transition diagram. So initial state is Q naught. Okay. Initial state is Q naught, and this is also the initial state. Okay. Then next, Q naught comma 0. So it is going to the state Q naught Q1. So Q naught Q1. It is a final state, so we have to give double circle. It is A. The next, what is Q naught comma 1? It is Q1. Q naught comma 1 is a Q1. So this is also final state. We have to describe in the double circle. So it is 1. Then what is Q naught Q1 comma 0? It is same state Q naught Q1. So it is 0. Then what is Q naught Q1 comma 1? It is also Q naught comma 1. So 0 comma 1. Then Q1 comma 0, it is null. So we can leave it. Then what is Q1 comma 1? It is Q naught Q1. Q naught Q1, it is a 1. Okay. This is 0, it is a 1. So you can see two states are there. Two states are there in one particular state. So what you can do, you can rename the state also. Okay, you can rename the state also. So for when you are renaming the state, we can rename the null state also. Okay, we can rename the null state also. So if you are including the null, there will be 4 states. So I'm taking for the Q naught, it is A. Then Q naught Q1 B, then Q1 C, and for null I am taking as a D. Okay. So input symbols 0 and 1. So we can write Q naught, say A. So it is the initial state. Okay, and these two are final states. So what is Q naught comma 0, Q naught Q1? So we have taken that as a B state. So it is B. Then Q1 is a C. So Q1 C. Then Q1 Q0 Q1 comma 0 is Q naught Q1. So that is B. Then Q0 Q1 comma 1 is Q0 Q1. So we have renamed as a B. So it is B. Then Q1 comma 0, it is null, but we have taken renamed as a D, so it is D. Then Q1 comma 1, Q naught Q1, it is B. Then for D comma 0, it is null, so it is D, and D comma 1 is also null, so it is D. So this is the conversion of NFA to DFA by using the simple method.